This is the day that the Lord has made. We are rejoicing and we're glad in it. Happy Millionaire Monday. For those of you that are coming on, please do me a favor. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. And tag Lolly Dolly everybody and let them know. Prophet Ramon, the squad, we're live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. Happy Monday. Welcome to the Ramonepreston show. Hit the like button, hit the share button, tag Lolly Dolly everybody, and let them know. Prophet Ramon and the squad, we're live. While you're hitting that like button and that share button, please do me a favor. Put in the comments what city you're watching your boy from today. Please put in the comments what city you're watching me from today. I know I have you doing a whole lot of things before we get started every day on the show, but I need your likes, I need your shares. I need you to put in the comments what city, what area you're watching me from today on the show. And for those of you that have not done so, please hit that subscribe button. Okay, we're on our way to 10,000 subscribers, and we need your subscription. So please, if you would be so kind. I know sometimes YouTube and Google, they ask you to log in with your email. So just log in, sign in with your email address, and please subscribe to our YouTube page. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers, and I think we have about 7,400 now. And we want to get to 10,000. So your subscriptions matter. Your subscriptions matter. So please subscribe to our YouTube page. And you can really follow me on any platform. Any social media site you go to, if you type in Ramonepreston, I'm going to come up. So whether it's Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, whether it's TikTok, and of course YouTube, you can find me at Ramonepreston. So welcome to the Ramonepreston show. Just in case you don't know, now you know. I'm your host, Ramonepreston, and every Monday through Friday, I literally take my lunchtime, not really my lunchtime, but it's everybody else's lunchtime, 12 o'clock p.m. noon Eastern Standard Time. I take an hour out of my busy day to come here to show up live and to share information with you that I know can help you properly start, structure, and scale your businesses, your ministries, your income streams, and even your wealth building dreams. So whether you're an individual that's trying to get your money right, you want to get your business started and structured, maybe you already got a business, but you just stuck. You don't know how to really scale it. You don't know how to create the right systems and processes to get your business going. Everything that I share on this show is designed to help you develop the ability to start and structure and scale a business, a ministry, or an income stream. And so what I share with you is an extension of my life. It's a reflection of what we do here at Ramonepreston Enterprises, whether it's our consulting, our coaching, or our training. And so today, I want to talk to you about how you can make money using a holding company. So for those of you that are interested in learning more about holding companies, maybe you already have a holding company, I don't know. If you do have a holding company, then my question is, what are you actually doing with that holding company? Because if you just filed and formed paperwork, that's one part of starting a holding company, filing and forming your paperwork, okay? You got to get your EIN number. You got to get your articles of organization. You should have an operating agreement. But let's just say that you're starting a holding company, or you're thinking about starting a holding company, okay? You got to get your EIN number. That's number one. You got to get your articles of organization. Okay, that's number two, AO, Articles of Organization. You have to have your operating agreement. That's number three. And then most likely you're going to open up a bank account. All right, so let's just say that you have that. If you don't have that, these are the first few steps that you're going to take if you are starting a holding company. This is like holding company startup 101, okay? So Even if you do not have a holding company, but you already have a LLC, I'm going to recommend that you either convert your current LLC to a holding company, or you start a new holding company and you transfer the ownership of your current LLC to your holding company. But either way, you're going to have to get your EIN number, you're going to have to get your articles of organization, you're going to have to get your operating agreement, and you're going to start a bank account. Once you do that, now you have your holding company started from the filing and forming perspective. Are we all on the same page with that? Okay, that's your holding company. Now, once you have your holding company started, of course, there's a structure phase. There's a structure phase of your holding company. Structuring your holding company is really about you building an infrastructure. And your infrastructure is all going to be centered around these two things: systems and processes. So when I talk to people and they say they want to start a holding company or they started a holding company, the next problem that they run into once they start a holding company, meaning that they filed and formed their paperwork, they got the EIN, the operating agreement, the articles of corporate organization, and they got the bank account. The next problem you're going to have is, okay, what do I do with a holding company? How am I going to actually use this holding company to my advantage? And so that's why today I want to talk a little bit about how to make money using a holding company. I don't know, some of you may not necessarily know a lot about holding companies, and so if you don't, you probably don't understand a lot of what I'm saying. But it's not that you can't learn these things. You just got to be willing. You got to be willing to learn these things. Okay, so let's talk about some ways that you can use a holding company to make money. Of course, one of the ways that you can use your holding company to make money can be through dividends. It could be dividends, and really dividends would traditionally reflect your holding company if it was like a corporation and it had shares and shareholders. That would be more of a dividend. From a LLC perspective, it might not necessarily be considered a dividend as much as it's considered an owner's draw. Okay, so this would mean that your holding company owns other operating entities, and those operating entities are making money, right? And that money that those operating entities are making is coming directly to the holding company. So you would have the holding company, all right, that's HC for holding company, and then let's say you have operating company. If your operating company is making money, what's up, son? How you doing? You good? You see I'm in here grinding. Yes, you straight though? Yes, I am. All right. So once your operating company makes money, the free cash flow that comes from that operating company is going to go to the holding company. That would be considered, traditionally it would be considered a dividend, but for the purpose of you understanding how it works in an LLC, it would be considered an owner's draw, because the holding company owns the operating company, and the money that is in the operating company that the operating company made is being drawn out by its owner, which is the holding company. So that's one way your holding company is going to actually make money. Okay, so this could be interest. This could be earnings from shares. It could be from stock shares or bonds or anything that the holding company owns and rightfully deserves as an owner's draw or as some type of owner's payment. So that's one way your holding company can make money. And this is one of the reasons why you want to start a holding company. So even if you got an idea for an operating entity, okay, there's something you want to do in the marketplace. There's a product you want to sell. One of my spiritual daughters, and she's a client in our coaching program. I'm so proud of her because her son, who is like 17 or 18 years old, wants to be an entrepreneur. And because she was educated on how to build her organization out, she was able to show her son, a 17-year-old, how to build his organization out. And so because he wanted to start an apparel line, he wanted to sell t-shirts and hats and hoodies and things that are in the apparel space, instead of him starting an apparel company, she showed him how he needed to start a holding company that represents his legacy. We're talking about a 17-year-old. And as a result of starting the holding company, his holding company can start an operating entity which would reflect the apparel company that he wants to run. But when you do that, number one, you give your holding company an opportunity to own assets, like the asset of another business, and you give your holding company an opportunity to make money, which would be one of the first forms of making money for a holding company, and that would be ownership interests and owners' draws that come from those ownership interests. So that's a very, very important way that you want to make money through your holding company. Now, also, another way would actually be patents. It could be from patents. It could be from rights or royalties. So that's another way your company or your holding company can actually make money. It could be from rights. It can be from patents. It can be from royalties, which is powerful. So, for example, if you have certain intellectual property that you own, like for me, I have a lot of curriculum, I have a lot of copyrights, I have trademarks, I have things that I've created and I've given the ownership to my holding company, so that now, because my holding company owns these trademarks, these not necessarily patents, these copyrights, and this intellectual property, this information, these processes and these trainings, all this intellectual property, my holding company can actually make money off of that, because my holding company can license it. That's a way, right? Licensing, because I own the rights to it. Royalties, because if people are making money off of my curriculum or off of my content or off of anything that I own, they're going to pay me a royalty or maybe a licensing fee. So all I would have to do is draft an agreement, even if it's between my holding company and another company that I own. Well, my holding company can license that information, that curriculum, the trademarks, or whatever the IP is to that other entity, whether it's another entity that I own or whether it's an entity somebody else owns, but they want to use my curriculum, they want to use my information. I actually have a licensing program where people can purchase a license and use anything that I have. They can use my name, they could use the name of my programs, they got access to the curriculum, they could use all of my curriculum, they could host the same type of events that I host, they could actually sell and monetize any of my digital programs and products. So guess what? That's a form of being paid. That's money making, right? Because I can make money from royalties, rights, and patents, or trademarks, or IP. That might be a more modern way and easy way to explain it. IP, intellectual property. So that's one way. That's one way to make money. Okay. Another way that your holding company can make money can actually be from lease agreements. It could be from lease agreements. So if there's certain equipment that one of your businesses needs, or there's certain information, not necessarily information, because I said that in the licensing part. If there's certain property, like if there's equipment or property. So this could be lease agreements with property. This could be real estate property. It could be equipment. It could be equipment. So if there's certain property or equipment that you have that your holding company controls and owns, you can actually lease that to one of your operating companies and have an agreement where that operating company pays your holding company a lease payment because you have a lease agreement. But these are ways that your holding company can make money, all right? So I just gave you 3. I have many other ways that I teach in my programs. If you don't have access to at least my holding company program, I have several programs. I have training programs that are all virtual, all online, video-based programs. I also have coaching and consulting programs that include me and my team working with you. But even if some of those more premium programs are something that you don't want right now or don't need, just getting access to our single programs like my holding company course and startup kit, so you can learn all these things. I always tell people when I talk to them that if you start a holding company or any kind of LLC, and you got your EIN number, you get your articles of organization, you filed it with the Secretary of State, you got your certificate, you got a bank account, and most of the times people don't even have operating agreements for their companies. I know a whole lot of people, most of the people that I talk to that tell me they got an LLC, they don't even have an operating agreement, unless they had an attorney or somebody who was legitimate that did it, and they probably drafted one form. So most of the times when you have a LLC, you probably don't have an operating agreement, and you probably don't know how to run your LLC like a holding company. Because even if it's not categorically a holding company, you should still know how to run it like a holding company, and you should have a holding company. Like, this is something that, especially our community, we all need to have a understanding on. We need a revelation about this, because this is how we're going to build legacies. This is how we're going to build wealth. This is how we're going to put ourselves in a position to really make things happen. So I've given you a couple ways that your holding company can make money, right? So we've talked about a couple ways. So number one, you can make money from owner draws. And this is going to come from the ownership interest that you own in other businesses, or your holding company may have stocks or bonds, or maybe getting certain types of investment income that's coming in. So that would be one way. So we're just generalizing it, saying owner's draws, okay? Another way would be royalties. I'm just going to simplify it and say royalties, rights to IP. We'll just make it easy. So royalties and rights to intellectual property. So there are certain things that you have, information, copyrights, trademarks, certain processes that you have created for the things that you do in your business, certain ideas that you have, certain information that could be curriculum or training material. If your holding company owns it and you package it in a way that you can allow other people to use it, you could get a royalty from that. You have the rights to it. It's intellectual property. You can be getting paid for that. That's another way. Okay. The third way we talked about was lease agreements. So this is going to be a powerful way for your holding company to make money. Lease agreements. That means if you own real estate, your real estate can be used by another entity. That's how you should have it anyway. So that means if you got a business, you don't want your business that's operating a business or providing a service or selling products, you don't really want that business to own the real estate. If you could separate all of that, I would do it. So think about it. You can have 3 or 4 different layers separated in other entities or divisions that gives you opportunities to make money, and it gives you protection. It preserves the integrity and the longevity of what you're building. So this could be lease agreements you have between one entity and another entity through real estate lease agreements, or maybe equipment lease agreements. So this is powerful. I'm gonna give you one more way. And again, if you don't know a lot of this information, you need to at least get access to my holding company course and startup kit. So I always tell people when I talk with them, they ask me, where should I start? Well, it depends on how quick you want to get to where you want to go. So of course, if you need me to coach you and you want to accelerate your process, then you just join my coaching program. But if you just feel like you want training and you are a do-it-yourselfer, you can learn on your own and you can figure it out by yourself, you just need access to the information, you can get access to my Millionaire Blueprint, which has all the information about holding companies and creative tax strategies and financial literacy and real estate investing and sales and marketing. We've got all that information in one program, or you could just purchase a single program, particularly for learning how to start, structure, and scale a holding company. Okay, so I want you to take me up on that offer. I'm gonna give you a special offer at the end, but these are 3 of the many ways you can make money using a holding company. All right, so if you have any questions, I want you to drop the questions in the comments. I'm giving you some game on this Millionaire Monday. I'm giving you some game, which, by the way, tonight, like we do every Monday, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm hosting our weekly mentorship coaching call. So every Monday, 7 o'clock p.m., I host a Millionaire Mentorship coaching call. We call it Millionaire Mondays. For everyone that is a client or a mentee in my coaching program, we give them access in that program to our weekly coaching calls. And so every Monday, 7 o'clock p.m., I do a teaching, a quick training on certain topics relating to business, finance, wealth building, real estate, sales, marketing, operations, financial systems, tax strategies. We train you and talk about everything on these coaching calls. And we give you an opportunity as a client and as a coaching mentee to ask questions. So every week you have an opportunity to come into an inner circle, get information, ask questions, listen to other people when they ask questions and give feedback, and you're able to really keep yourself moving forward with whatever it is that you're doing. So if you have any questions, just drop the questions in the comments. I will do my best to answer any of the questions that you may have. Now, I'm gonna give you one more bonus. This is gonna be a bonus one right here. This is gonna be my final way of showing you how to make money using your holding company. So again, this is owner's draws, that's one. Royalties, rights to IP that you own. Lease agreements, those are 3 ways. This is the final way. And this is really a very creative way that I have used, and I saw that it worked. And once I really saw that it worked and how it really helped me scale my business and simplify a lot of my marketing, I started sharing it with my clients. And it's really built around this concept that I call the SMS matrix. But I don't want to get into all the details of it. I'm just going to give you a final bonus way for how to make money using your holding company. You can actually use your holding company to make money through consulting, through coaching, and training yourself. And once I talk to people about this, every time I talk to people about this, the light comes on, because people realize that even if you're selling a product or providing a service, most likely you are also providing consulting, coaching, and training. At the very least, you're consulting people with whatever you're doing. So I'll give you an example so it can make sense to you. If you are Joe the plumber, or if you are the electrician, or if you are the nail tech, it doesn't matter what you are. You're the barber. It like any name you can name, if you put here on what you do, okay? I'm a digital marketer. Whatever name you want to put on here. I'm a fitness trainer. I'm a cook. It just doesn't matter what you put here. Anything that you put here, any type of products or services. I sell apparel, okay? Don't mind my writing, but let's just say all of these represent products and services that you sell. It doesn't matter what product and service that you sell as an entrepreneur. In order for you to sell it the best, you probably consult people on what they need. So if you were the plumber and I called you and said, hey, I got an issue, what's the thing that I should do? Or if you were the barber and I asked you about something about hair or about shaving or about razor bumps, you're going to give me information. If you were a marketer, if you were a cook, if you sold apparel and I asked you what's the best size for somebody who's this, that, and the other, what are you going to automatically do? You're going to automatically start consulting me. You're going to automatically do it. But a lot of people, they don't know how to use the core competency of consulting people, providing real information for people, being able to help people. They don't know how to separate that from the thing that they do. And if you could learn how to do that, you can use your holding company to do that. I've done it. I've done it. So I consult people. I'm a business and financial consultant. I'm a business and financial coach. I'm a business and financial trainer. So I run a lot of this through a lot of it, not everything, because there are certain things my wife and I have to run through other businesses. But for the most part, I run a lot of this through my holding company because I can make money using my holding company. So that's how you want to start and structure your holding company in a way that you can actually make money. You can monetize. You can see where it's actually working rather than just saying, oh, I got a holding company. I got an LLC, but your LLC ain't doing nothing. We don't want it to be like that. I want you to make money. I want you to win. I want you to succeed. I want you to see results. And in order for you to see success, win, and really get results, you have to have the right information. So I'm always pushing. I'm always pushing information. I'm always pushing knowledge. I'm always pushing education and training because I know wherever you want to get in your life, in your business, in your finances, the only thing that separates you from where you are and where you want to get to in your business and in your finances, listen to me when I say this, the only thing that separates you from where you currently are in your business to where you want to be, the only thing that separates you from where you are financially to where you want to be, the only thing that separates you, okay, from those two places is your level of commitment to learning what needs to be learned and executing what you learn about where you want to be. So if you want to be a millionaire, if you want to be debt free, if you want to be financially free, if you want to have a successful business, if you want to wake up every day and do whatever it is that you feel like you could do through a business or whatever the life is that you want, okay, what separates you? Because here you are right here, and here's your success right here. So that gap between the two, that gap is going to be your level of commitment, okay? Your level of commitment. This is what's going to separate you. Your level of commitment to learning and executing whatever it is that you learn. If you right here, no matter where you are in your business, no matter where you are financially, if you make a commitment to learn and execute what you learn, there is no reason why you can't get to where you're going. Most people, they're here, they want to get there, but they never commit. They never learn. They never execute. And guess what happens? They never leave here. So if you want to get here, especially when it comes to a lot of the things that you hear me talk about, then you got to get committed and you got to start somewhere. So again, maybe you're not ready to be coached by me on a weekly basis. Okay, I've got a 1 year, 52-week coaching program. Maybe that's too far for you. Maybe that's too long. Maybe just committing that far out is something that you don't see on your radar. Well, guess what? I have a single program that you could get access to and start learning how to start and how to structure your company, your business, your organization, how to get the right systems in place. You got to start somewhere. And that doesn't require a 1 year commitment. It requires a right now commitment. So if you want access to that course, especially if you want to learn how to use your holding company to make more money, you want to use your holding company to separate your IP, your intellectual property, you want to learn how to draft these agreements, and you want to get this paperwork correct, and you want to really run the day-to-day operations of this type of organization, I want to give you access to it. I have a holding company course and startup kit that we have available for $497. So a one-time payment, $497. We give you access to it immediately, and you can start training. What are you going to learn in this course and program? Well, you're going to learn how to properly file and form your paperwork for a holding company. I have the paperwork in there. I have the tutorial videos to walk you through every step to get your EIN for your holding company, to get your articles of organization for your holding company. We already have a pre-drafted operating agreement, so you don't have to draft one. We have one in there for you. We have an operating agreement, and we have several other agreements that are already built into it. We have asset transfer agreements, we have lease agreements, we have licensing agreements. So we have several agreements that we have built into this particular program. And guess what? We have a link in there that gives you access to any other document or form you need. You name it, you type it in there, you get access to it. All of that is in this. We also train you on how to run the day-to-day operations of a holding company. So I have close to 50 questions that I answer just in this one program. Outside of all the other videos and lessons that I teach in this program, I have about 5 or 6 modules in this program that are just dedicated to answering the most common questions about holding companies, from how to hire a family member, how to invest using a holding company, how to pay yourself through a holding company. I mean, literally, I don't know if I'll be able to go to the internet. I can't get here today. I don't have my internet set up. I know we're getting on a new system in here, but this program is $497, and we give you access to tons of information, documents, forms. Like, if you ever wanted to know anything about a holding company and you're tired of just looking and browsing the internet and YouTube from video to video, from person to person, from 2-minute clip to 3-minute clip, and you just want one comprehensive study, program, course, tutorials, documents, forms, all on holding companies, divisions, operating companies, subsidiaries, and you want a one and done program, this program will do it for you. So all you need to do is text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. So you text that word millionaire to that number, and I'll reach back out to you, or one of my team members will reach back out to you while we're here at the office today. And I'll be more than happy to help you and show you what you need to do. But I'm telling you, a lot of you that listen to me, that listen to me on a regular basis, you're going to end up coming back around one day saying, he kept talking about this holding company. He kept talking about building wealth, creating legacies, using your holding company as a wealth building legacy company. Like, you're going to come back around at some point and realize that, oh, he was talking about it way back then. I've been talking about this for like, when did I really start talking about this? I think I really started talking about it like in 2018, I started having this conversation a little more. And then 2019, I really started leaning in. It's like every year for the last 4 years, I've been leaning in more and more and more, talking to people about it. And here's the crazy thing. Every year, I keep going up, up, up. Things keep growing, growing, and growing. We keep expanding, expanding, expanding. And we got so many people that just sit on the sideline watching us. And we giving you the information. And you still like, nah, I don't know, dog. I don't really know, man. That might not be for me. Bruh, you just trying to pull the wool over. All right, then. Well, you stay over there on the sideline. But for the rest of you that you're listening and you're like, listen, the man's message ain't changing. He keep telling us what we need to do. And he's giving it to us. He's laying it out for us. He's laying it out for us. So every time I talk to somebody on the phone, whether it's a person I know or a person I don't know, or every time I respond to an email, or every time I respond to some type of text message, and then I'm talking to someone and I'm telling them the same thing I'm telling you, it amazes me how many people tell me, hey, I've watched your videos over and over again. I binged on your videos. I've been following you for some time. And what you're saying, I know to be true. And I've had a lot of people to listen to me. And then they go off and they find other people who sound like they're knowing what they're doing. And then after they waste a whole lot of money, they come back over here and they're like, you know what? It's way cheaper getting it from you and getting your help to get it done than it is from some of these other people who obviously don't know what they're doing. So you got to make that commitment, and you got to commit to learning. You got to commit to executing, but you cannot execute what you don't know. And you got to get the information in order to know it, the knowledge. You got to learn it. You got to educate and train. And then once you get it and you start executing it, implementing it, using it, and then you start seeing the results. And once you start seeing the results, something is going to wake up inside of you to give you even more of a reason to keep going hard. So I want to help you. I want to give you access to it. Text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. Today's show, we talked about ways on how you can use a holding company to make money. How to make money using a holding company. So I hope you learned something today. I hope today was valuable for you. Please give me your biggest takeaway. Put in the comments, what was your biggest takeaway from today? What was the one thing you learned today that you didn't know? I would love to know what your biggest takeaway is. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube page. Even if it requires you to sign in with your email, just take a few moments and sign in. Do us a favor, please. That's what I'm asking from you. We come here every day on this show and we give away free information. If you call us, if you text us, if you email us, if you reach out to us, we always take the time to call you back, to reach back out to you, to answer your questions, to give you the best advice, to give you the best direction, to share with you things that we know can make your business and your finances better. And all we ask in return, of course, we want to do business with you. So I would love for you to purchase my coaching program or my educational program online. But even if you don't, please just leave a comment, give us some feedback, and subscribe to my YouTube page. Follow me on other social media platforms. And maybe you might want to even go over to Google, type in Ramonepreston Enterprises, and leave me a star review or a Google review if I brought some value to you. That will really, really help. So I love all of you. I appreciate all of you. I thank all of you for joining the show. This week, we're going to continue discussions on holding companies and a lot of creative nuances, a lot of creative things that you can do with the holding company. So today it was about how to make money using a holding company. You can do that through owner's draws, whether you own ownership interests in businesses, whether you own stocks and bonds that pay you distributions, and you can also make money using a holding company through royalties and rights of ownership for IP, intellectual property, things that you've created like curriculum or content that you license out and get paid by other people and businesses for them to use. You can also make money using a holding company through lease agreements. Whether it's real estate you're using your holding company to control and lease out to other operating entities, or maybe it's equipment that a business that you own needs and you don't want the operating business to own that equipment, you can own it in your holding company and draft a lease agreement so that your operating entity can pay your holding company a lease agreement. And the fourth bonus way I showed you how to make money using a holding company is simply through consulting, coaching, and training. So you should, for me, and this is what I teach, like anybody that's in my coaching program, they'll tell you, if they sat down with me in that one-on-one session, I guarantee at some point in that session, I talk to them about being consultants. I don't think it's one client in my coaching program that'll tell you different, because I think everybody should, because you're already doing it. You just haven't separated the service. You haven't separated the service of the thing that you do from the service of consulting. And you have to learn how to do that. You have to learn how to do that. This is something that you have to learn. You got to train. You got to build a muscle. You got to develop. It's all about learning and getting better at what you want to do to be successful. See, I'm committed to success. I'm committed to being great. I'm committed to making an impact. I'm committed to inspiring people. And because I'm committed, that means I'm committed to learning what I got to learn to become a better person, to become a better leader, a better CEO, a better investor, whatever it is that I got to become a better version of, because I want to succeed. I want to make an impact. I want to help people. So I love all of you, appreciate all of you. Thank you for joining the show today. Please like and share, leave a comment, leave some feedback, subscribe to my page, leave a Google review, and tell Lolly Dolly everybody the Ramonepreston Show is live every day, Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time. I'll see you all tomorrow right here